Honorable.
Starting iron.
Wait 1 minute. Arrow. You want to mix ECOWAS?
The press conference for the Yekeh Kolubah
Yekeh is a burning issue.
Okay, no problem. Let us not kill it.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's start.
Ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Thank you and welcome to members of the press, and thank you for being on time on a short notice as we have our boss, the chair on gender, to address the press on a few issues. Thank you so much for coming.
America. Good afternoon, members of the press. Thanks for being here. And my intentions as chair of gender committee have been drawn to two issues. The first is concerning the little girl, the photo that is trending on Facebook about a little girl in a uniform with Yekeh Kolubah. It's disheartening, it's frustrating, and it is regrettable that we will have people using the photo to make publicity out of it. We are very hurt with the manner in which this little girl has been treated in the public and also on social media. So we have come to this press conference to ask the public to desist from such a photo. I know it have caused a lot of emotional trauma. It have caused a lot of things among her colleagues and among her friends in your community. We cannot judge someone for standing or walking or trying to get in someone's car and think that it's going to go do other thing that is disorderly, especially for the little girl. And especially I was disheartened and I was hurt when I listened to a gentleman on Spoon FM justifying that he did the post. We called it on that particular gentleman about 3 days. Within 3 days' time, he should go and apologize to the little girl. It's wrong. If you don't do it, as gender committee, will take issue with him. Because we can't allow our little children or our girls to be molested because of people issues. You have your issues with honorable people, you go and take it up with them, and you and them have your problem. But for this girl to be brought to public ridicule is wrong. And we condemn it to the fullest, and we will follow the process to the letter, because what is happening to the little girl, she's suffering from emotional trauma right now. For someone will say, you keep talking about the little girl now, Yekeh has accepted Honorable Kolubah, I accepted he's a public figure, so he can be in the public at any time, which we don't have a problem with. But for this charge to be drawn into this, at this time, in her uniform, which have they have on both sides, even on the school and even on her character, which boastfully sat on Spoon FM and felt comfortable to boast about it, to go and apologize to the little girl. So to that point, we'll follow it to the process. Within 3 days, when we don't see about apology for the little girl, we'll follow it as general committee and we'll make sure that this girl gets justice. And the next thing is, Honorable Kolubah is my colleague. But most of the time I say, Honorable Kolubah approach to issues making always wrong. I will advise Honorable Kolubah, whenever I listen to his podcast the few days, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in Honorable Kolubah for going that low. Honorable Malan Katumu Bwakai have been a peaceful woman over the years. Even for the 2 times her husband are contested, now one day we are seeing her in the public getting involved with the process to this level. But Honorable Kolubah is wrong, is frustrating, is disappointing, because as honorable people, we always have to behave ourselves in an honorable manner. And his behavior has an impact on us, even we as his colleague. So it's good that one of our colleagues did a communication. We were planning to do that, and that communication, I can tell you, as chair of the gender committee of the house, will follow it to the fullest. And we asked Moima Kolubah that he would seek a means of apologizing or talking to Madam Katomo Boakai for what he have done to her. We asked him that this is not the way out, and people should not use the conflict to keep insulting, I can say, a virtual woman and other people to involve them in the process. We can't continue to do this. This have to stop, and they have to stop to the fullest. So we're watching this process, and we're following it to the fullest, and we ask that people must desist from using the social media, for using the public, and just insulting females and things that they think that they could do this and go free with it. This has to stop. And this committee will follow it to the fullest. So we ask him Moima Kolubah to desist from this and stop it, and this cannot continue in this 55th.
Thank you. So we'll take 5 questions. I will just start it with it. Honorable, thank you for giving the press this time to chat with you. So I'd like to know a few things. The first one is the girl in question, which was uniform, school uniform. I mean, have you had the time to maybe chat with her, maybe see her in person? That's the first one. Secondly, Honorable Kolubah, some may argue that this is not the first time we follow him during the past regime. He used similar words on the then First Lady and even women in society. Someone was at the hotel was silent about it. How do you respond to that?
So responsibility comes with different characters. I'm not a chair of gender, and I feel and believe that if other people will keep silence before, I won't. And I'm on record. When Honorable Kolubah insulted the vice president, I stood out in plenary and I dealt with him there. So I've never backed Honorable Kolubah for his wrong. I appreciate him at times, but you cannot start demeaning people and insulting people and bringing insult on female. And when that comes, it becomes a problem for me. So if other people was part of the gender committee, they didn't do it in the past, I'm not the chair. I have to take the bold step. He's my colleague, I respect him, but if you go across the boundary to disrespect females, I'm going to go for him, and we're going to stand with the females.
Well, as well as you see the girl in question, or you spoke with her?
No, we're in the process. I don't have to speak to her and know that what happened to her is wrong. And in fact, speaking to her or walking, so do not interpret that she was going to sleep on Moima Kolubah. Do not interpret that it's wrong. There is no law that says a female or a female in a uniform or so cannot speak to a male. So that is wrong. And that is why when this gentleman went on Facebook and also went on Spoon FM to boast about it, we're calling on him to apologize to that lady. Now so we'll follow it to the letter.
Moima Briggs Mensah, thanks for your idea. I'm Edward Palmer and I write for the Manifest newspaper. It appears that you are in sympathy and empathy with this female person who has been victimized by the public opinion. Besides you calling the individual to book, will you recommend some traumatic exercise such that maybe that girl will be traumatized because as a result of what happened? Will you recommend some counseling for her such that she could turn on?
Sure enough, we have been trying everything to reach out to her. We have not been able to get her, but we're going to put a process in place, and we pray that other women groups, even the UN Women and other institutions, will follow same with the Women Legislative Caucus, and we all will work with her fully on the process.
I'm Gibson G from Punch FM. You've given a 3 days ultimatum to the individual who took the picture and made the action you planning to take when he fails to comply with the 3-day ultimatum.
The first thing the committee, we're going to do a communication to him to invite him, and we will make sure that, and then starting from there, we can follow other legal aspects of the process.
To the last one.
Yeah. So I'm Jeremy Waters. I'm from Women Voices newspaper. So when it comes to the issue of cyberbullying, it's not strange in Liberia, and you are here at the level of the legislature. Do you think there should be regulation in place on how people use social media in Liberia?
Sure enough. Other countries are being very careful, and they have put a lot of things in place for that. For us, we call on the Post and Telecommunication, we call on the regulatory body, we call on the Ministry of Information to see those things that are wrong in this process should stop. And it should be done. I think not stopping people from expressing their view, but people should be civil. When you're expressing your view, you should not go into your view may wrong other people. So you should wash it cleanly when you're doing it and make sure it's done properly. Because somebody was expressing a view on Yekeh Kolubah. You take one little innocent girl and put her in your process. Is that how we want to solve the problem? And when Yekeh Kolubah comes to the little girl, it starts to cause another mother. A mother that do not interfere with people's problem. A mother that have not caused any problem for anybody. That is wrong. People should use the internet with responsibility and be calling on and be keen to the fact that other people's rights are also on the internet and should be respected.
Don't you think it was set up?
Set up?
Yes.
I really don't care what happened. I'm not going to investigate that. What I'm concerned about, the fact of the matter, women will be abused and guys will be molested.
Thank you so much, colleagues. Thanks for coming to work. Thanks for speaking.
The voice of Honorable Moima Briggs, Chair on Gender and the Honorable House of Representatives. My name is Edward. Thank you.